Hey guys, so in today's video I have a book haul. I have a couple of things I bought for myself and some birthday books that I got because October was my birthday month. And yeah, I just had quite a nice little stack that I thought I would show you guys. I have a bit of a mix of like kind of new releases. I have some classics and a graphic novel, so thought I would show you guys what I got. So the first thing that I got is Delicates, and this is a graphic novel by Brenna Thumler, and this is actually a companion or a sequel to a graphic novel called Sheets, which I have reviewed on this channel. And I really enjoyed that graphic novel, so I asked my husband if he would get me the second one for my birthday. And yeah, really good. I have started reading it. I love the colour palette in this graphic novel. It's probably one of my favourites. And it's just about this girl, well, the first book is about a girl who befriends a boy ghost. She is working, she's a little bit down, she's dealing with the grief of the death of her mother, and she's trying to keep her family business, which is the laundromat, afloat, kind of all by herself, and she's a bit stressed out. And she makes friends with this little ghost who's a little lost boy who died too young, and it's their friendship story. And this is the continuation on from that. It looks like she started to make other friends, and the little boy ghost is unsure about what his place is in her life. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful graphic novel. Really nicely done. I would say this is pretty much for all ages, like young kids would like this. I really enjoy this. I really like the art style. It's just really pretty. I mean, yeah, the colour palette is just lovely, and the story is very sweet. And yeah, it's just, I highly recommend this. It's a very nice little graphic novel. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this. Just go check it out. It's really nicely drawn and a lovely story. So I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this one. I'll do a full review on this one when I've obviously finished reading it. I'll then go on to two other books my husband brought me, and this one is Home Before Dark, and I've seen this all over Instagram earlier this year actually, by Riley Sager, and I got the paperback version. You might have noticed the hardback's different. It has like green writing, like green luminous writing. But I really liked the paperback because I thought it had a really nice illustration in the background. You have this like possible church or very old house, and there's like a moth, and I just thought the the art style in this was really nice. So on the back it says 25 years ago, Maggie and her parents moved into a rambling Victorian estate called Banbury Hill, on Banbury Hill. So right off the bat I know I'm going to like this if it involves a creepy old house, because you know, as you know, if you've watched several of my videos, you know those are my favourite kind of stories. And it says they spend 3 weeks there before fleeing in the dead of night, and an ordeal her father recounted in a spooky memoir that became a worldwide phenomenon. She may have been too young to really remember what happened, but Maggie doesn't believe a word of her father's book. Ghosts, after all, don't exist. But now Maggie is back at Banbury Hill and is beginning to believe there might have been some truth to the fiction. Either way, someone or something doesn't want her here, and she might be in danger all over again. So yeah, like I said, I've seen this all over. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like this if it's like a creepy house story, because those are some of my favourites. So excited by this. I then got, and that was from my husband, and this was also from my husband, and this is The Silk House by Katie Nunn, and it says Weaving, Healing and Haunting. And again, beautiful cover. I actually haven't seen much about this book, but I picked this up because it gave me the same kind of vibes as a book I read a while back, which I have a video on, called Blackberry and Wild Rose. and I really enjoyed that. It was like a historical fiction set in London, and it had like silk weaving involved. It was about two women from two different very walks of life, and they, you know, kind of become entwined and what happens to them. And this kind of gave me similar vibes. It says Rowan leaves her village to work in a home in an English silk merchant. Very soon she finds herself thrust into the dangerous world where her talent of herbs and healing starts to attract unwanted attention. And then it says Mary Louise dreams of becoming a silk weaver, a path that has remained largely forbidden for women. So that was a theme that was brought up in the other book I spoke about. One of the women wanted to become a master silk weaver, and back in those days in London, they weren't allowed. They were just supposed to be like, you know, pretty housewives and not really have jobs. But yeah, so that got me interested. And it says a length of fabric she weaves with a pattern of deadly flowers will have shocking consequences to all who dwell in the silk house. So that's set in 1768, and there's also present day. It says Thea arrives in an exclusive boarding school in the British countryside to look after the first intake of girls in its history. Okay, she is to stay with them in the silk house, a converted silk factory from the 18th century where the shadows hide secrets waiting to be discovered. Now, normally I don't like books that are split timelines. I find it frustrating at times, or even dual perspectives, but they both sounded really interesting. Like, I think the past of this woman trying to be a master silk weaver sounds really interesting, and then the present, like this silk house being converted into a schoolhouse, a boarding school, also sounds really interesting. So I think I'm gonna like both sides of this book, so we'll see. Like with the other books, I'll do a full review once I've read it. But yeah, really excited for both of these. I'm excited for all the books, really. So I then had a trip to HomeSense earlier in October, and I picked up some classics, because they often have classics around like October and like Christmassy time. They often get some really nice books in, so I'm trying to expand my classics collection, so I thought I would pick some up and give them a go. The first one I have here, it was only £2.99, and this is Animal Farm. So it's focusing on my face and not the books. It says Animal Farm, and this is yes, I don't know much about it. It's by George Orwell. It's quite famous. I know it's like animals talking, and it's like political, and yeah, it's basically a farm that kind of, yeah, gets political, but it's animals. And yeah, that's all I really know about it. I'll do a review when I know more. But yeah, it's very short, so I'll definitely be able to do this in one sitting, I reckon. I then have Turn of the Screw, which is in this beautiful edition. I put it in like a plastic thing because I've been reading it. I don't want it to get damaged. But I actually didn't know the premise of Turn of the Screw. I know it was like a haunted house story, but that was all I kind of knew. It wasn't until I started reading this that I realised it's actually Blythe Manor, which is which has been turned into a Netflix show, so which I loved. I really liked Blythe Manor. It's along that Haunted Hill, Blythe Manor kind of series. It has similar actors in it. Really enjoyed it. It's basically about a young governess in this, again, old country estate house taking care of two orphaned children. And yeah, some creepy stuff goes around, and she basically has to protect these children against these unknown forces. And you know, there's other people in the house that are a bit mysterious. And yeah, so far it is good. It's very it's one of those very wordy classic books, so I did find myself, I enjoyed the idea of this book, but I think I'm gonna struggle a little bit with I got a few chapters in, and then I actually started reading, like tandem reading with the audiobook, which you can actually find on YouTube for free. So if you're interested in the story, check it out on there. And yeah, I'm kind of tandem reading, so I'm listening to it and reading at the same time. It kind of stops me from zoning out a little bit. I do feel like it's a little bit needlessly wordy. But yeah, I like the themes around it, so we'll see where we go. And I love this copy, it's really, really pretty. So yes, I got that one. It also has black sprayed edges, which I love. I then got Oscar Wilde, Picture of Dorian Gray. I actually already own this book and have read it. But this was only £2.99, and I thought it was such a nice copy because the copy I have is is it Barnes and Noble? Yeah, I think like a leather bound classic, and it's quite big. So I wanted something smaller that I could pick up and read and maybe annotate. So yeah, and it's just about Dorian Gray is a young, rich, beautiful, and he sees an exquisite portrait of himself. He is bewitched and offers his soul in exchange for eternal youth and good looks. So if you know the story of Dorian Gray, the painting kind of ages and he doesn't, he stays stuck in time. And yeah, it's a really good story, and I really liked this cover. So yeah, I just thought it was a really nice cover, so I thought I would try reading in that edition. I then picked up, this is just one of the Red Spine Penguins, and this is Vintage Wolf, and it's Mrs. Dalloway, and again £2.99. And yeah, this is a Virginia Woolf book, and I've never read anything by her, so I thought I would give it a go for like £2.99. I thought, why not? I think it's just like a slice of life story. This is one of the most revolutionary artworks of the 20th century. It says, this is a vivid portrait of one day in a woman's life. And yeah, where she's just talking about her daily life, I guess, and reflecting on her life. So yeah, I don't know much more about it than that, so thought I would give that a go. And then last but not least, I went into Waterstones, and I had some birthday money to spend, and I was thinking about what books I wanted to get. But Christmas is coming up, so I know I have some on my wish list for there. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna splurge and get a really nice edition of something I want. So I decided to get one of these books, and these books are some books that are being illustrated by Nima Lima, who are the people that did the Harry Potter artwork for the films. And I absolutely love these like classic editions. I have the Beauty and the Beast edition. I got it last year, and I was kind of eyeing up between this one and the Little Mermaid, but I was like, I really like the story of the Wizard of Oz, so I went for this one, and then I'll get the other one at a later date. I would love to collect all of them at some point because they're just beautiful editions. So yeah, like I said, this is the Wizard of Oz, so it has like the gold foiling. This is the spine, and then the back. They kind of vary in price from £20 to like £25, but they're absolutely beautiful editions, and I'll show you a few of the pages. So yeah, they're illustrated, and they also have like interactive pages and pop-out pages. So I have one here. They have little bits of paper to keep it intact. So this is like one of the interactive pages, and it's a map of the Wizard of Oz. I'm going to try and get it back so it stays nice. And I actually haven't read this story in a really long time. I used to have the... Well, actually I used to have the tape when I was a child. I had the audio tape, you know, back when they did... You had cassette players. And I really loved it. So let me show a few others here. Kind of difficult. I might have to do a whole video on this where I lay them flat and show you guys, so I can show you up close, because they're just so beautiful. I should have like stamped pages of what I wanted to show you guys, but yeah, once I have a few of these editions, I might do like a whole video on these, because they're just... These one with the witch, and just like melting, and it pulls down. And then some of the pages that don't have interactive stuff are just really pretty as well. Let's see if I can find one. Like, this is a really nice page. So it's like really illustrated, and then the story, yeah, I have to do like a maybe like a page by page if you're interested. And there's one of the end pages of the Cowardly Lion, Tin Man, and yeah, and the Scarecrow. I just really love how they're illustrated. I think they're beautiful. And oh, I liked this page. So you have Dorothy there in her shoes, and you can move her feet back and forward. So yeah, they're just really beautiful. Beautiful books. I really like these. So yes, I picked up one of these. And yeah, if you want me to show a more in-depth view of these books, like I said, I have this one and the Beauty of the Beast so far, and I might get The Little Mermaid for Christmas. If you want to like a page by page flip through of these, then let me know, because they are just so beautiful. And in the shops they are bound in plastic, so you can't flip through and see what's inside until you buy one. So it might be handy to have a flip by flip video. And I understand why they are bound in plastic, because like you saw me pulling out these little pieces of card, they have card in between some of the interactive stuff so that it doesn't damage the opposite page. And so yeah, if anyone wants that, then let me know. But those are all of the books that I got in October for my birthday, and I'm really excited for all of them. I can't wait to reread The Wizard of Oz. I think I'm going to probably read these two first. I have started Turn of the Screw and I am enjoying it, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to both of these. They sound really good. And of course the graphic novel, which I probably finished first. And yeah, so let me know if you're interested in picking any of these up, or if you've read any of them, particularly the classics, because they are the books I know the least about. And yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye guys.